The biggest way to... What the fuck? Fucking Google Hangouts sucks dick. What up, what's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blaze, and this is the Raging Rectum Podcast. I am joined today by Trophy Pops himself, Drew Scheffler.
Oh, no.
You look like Drake, trying to, like, mix his drink. Did you see that?
I look like Drake?
You don't look like Drake, but you look like he was trying to mix his drink.
What was he trying to do in that?
He was mixing a drink, man. Yeah. And then the only man with worse handwriting than the GOP tax bill, David Morgan.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. You been having a good week?
I was gonna argue with you, but then I looked down at my handwriting and I'm like,
yeah, you write like a serial killer.
Probably true.
We got a good show for you this week. We're going to be talking about Amiibo Cereal, Epic Games, Fortnite, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, the two hottest games of the year. But first, we're going to be talking about Destiny 2 and its XP advancement system, which players are kind of mad about this week, as with a lot of things in Destiny 2. So basically, the way Destiny 2 works is that you earn XP to earn bright engrams. This all checks out.
Boxes.
All checks out.
Loot boxes by level.
But in order to get this XP and also XP levels up your characters, like when you're making alts and stuff like that. There are various ways to do it. So you can do raids, you can do multiplayer matches, you can do strikes, stuff like that. But probably the easiest way a lot of people figured out is doing public events. The easiest way to grind it is just to keep running these public events over and over again. But basically, Destiny, it seemed like that was the easiest way to do it based on the feedback you were getting from the game telling you, hey, you're earning X amount of XP. But apparently Bungie was throttling the amount of XP you were getting. So basically, if you ran the same event over and over and over and over again, you would get less and less XP every time you did it. Which, that's fine on its face. But at the same time, they have to tell you that. So you don't waste a bunch of fucking time doing meaningless shit for no fucking reason. So... yeah. What's up with that, David?
They had a response to it. I guess we'll talk about that.
Yeah, well, we can talk about the response right now. You want to read it in full?
Yeah, here.
Here, you can read it, yeah.
So Bungie responded to this basically saying, the fuck is the actual... Okay. Alright, going forward, right, the future.
Yep.
We plan to continue this dialogue as openly and frequently as possible. This will be an ongoing process, but one that we are committed to. This week, we'll be publishing a new episode of the Bungie podcast where we will sound off on the current state of Destiny 2, how we think about our communication challenges, and what it takes to update the game in the wild. You'll be able to listen to both blah, blah, blah. Thank you for playing and being passionate about the experience. We will continue to improve the studio communication. So, they also said that this was they tried to imply that this XP thing was like a system that they were trying out that wasn't behaving the way that they wanted it to. Like, the XP in the game was supposed to reflect how much you were getting, but it wasn't for some reason, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
At all. Honestly, it's like fucking mischievous. Like, it's mischievous that they lied, like, straight up. Like, the game was telling you were earning 5,000 XP and you're really earning 2,000. But, like, it's even more mischievous when you look at the fact that the main thing XP is used for is bright engrams, which are the things you can buy in the game.
It's almost like they were trying to get more money.
Yeah, it's like it's really gross. I don't know, Drew. How you
well, played Destiny 2 for like 2 weeks. Couldn't do the raid. Now this. I mean, granted, we're not playing anymore right now, so but just another reason to not go back to it until they figure out what the fuck they're doing. But you make a good point. The one thing that the experience is used for after everybody, you can hate like people that really cared about Destiny were level 20 on day one. Like that was no big. So yeah, the one thing that people care about, the cosmetics, and which is mostly what the bright engrams were, and the what were they called? Just like the color palettes and all that shit.
Yeah, the shaders.
The one thing you have to fucking buy, and that's the thing that they're being shady about. And that makes sense, but it makes sense because that's just how it seems like a lot of companies are nowadays.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's really I don't know.
They're really on thin ice right now.
Yeah, their community already, before any of this happened, like the Destiny community has already been pretty upset by the way Destiny has gone. I personally think like it's totally fine that like you don't have to spend millions of hours grinding in that game anymore. But like a lot of people like valued that kind of stuff and valued the longevity that the game had, the first game, and they have not got that formula completely right with the
best argument I've heard about Destiny 2 and why it isn't doing what it should is that people are saying there's like an end game drought of content. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The content that's there is awesome. There's just no reason to do it. That is the problem with Destiny 2. They are not giving people incentive to go back out and do these things. Cheaters are not a good enough reason for me to go do the strikes again or do public events more. And they're trying to rectify that. They're adding some kind of like mods to guns, like stat trackers and shit that people now are even saying they don't give a shit about. So they need to do something cool.
Yeah, no, it's for a game that I really liked when it first came out. Like nothing has fallen off a cliff more for me this year than Destiny.
Yep.
And honestly, maybe Neo, because no one cares about that game anymore.
Good though. I mean, that's
the game
not a
was
game
good, but like
just
like in terms of like where I rated games when I played them at first, like I just don't feel the same about it.
Yeah, the zeitgeist was like.
Yeah. But this next story we have here is a lot more cheerful. It's about what I'm tentatively calling Mario's. And the fact that Nintendo is releasing a Mario Odyssey. Is it Mario Odyssey cereal or is it just Mario? No, it's Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey cereal that is also functions as an amiibo. So basically there's like a NFC scanner on the bottom of the box and you can scan your things. We're all picking this up, right? 100%.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is awesome, right?
Marshmallow cereal. Yeah.
Drew, what we were talking about cereals yesterday. I was talking about cereals with Aaron. Where do you rank like cereals? What are some of your top cereals?
Cheerios.
Honey Nut?
Just regular Cheerios.
Good.
Some honey smacks. I do like
honey snaps.
Honey smacks.
Honey smacks with a little frog on them. And then I don't really like sweet stuff in the morning. So like, besides the honey smacks, plainer the better. I do like shredded mini wheats.
Shredded mini wheats are the like big ass fucking ones, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you get one per spoon. Like they're fucking huge. Much. Yeah. David, what are some of your top cereals?
I'd say my go-to is mini wheats.
Like frosted mini wheats or
yeah, frosted ones. Just
I'm a big fan of Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies treats. Rice Krispie treats are all right, but Rice Krispies
treat cereal
are my shit. I like to let them get soggy, and then take them and then swish them around in my mouth so they all like break down and decompose.
Fun fact: the reason that a lot of children's cereal is so sweet is it assists in the bone growth adolescence.
So I thought it was because the government was trying to calcify our
pineal glands. No, that's the fluoride in the water.
Oh, okay, my bad.
You got it all. My bad.
All right. Well, the Earth's flat, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
this next story we have here, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it's about the Skyrim composer who is trying to make basically a symphony, put a symphony together, and isn't doing that good at it, I guess. Basically, he had a Kickstarter about 4 years ago. His name's Jeremy Soule, that raised $121,000 and still has not put out his symphony. Which on itself is a bad, like, that's a Kickstarter story we've heard a billion times. But the best part about it is one of the people that was a backer of the game wrote like basically what would be like a fan fiction message about if they updated their Kickstarter backers, this is what he would say. And then to chop the cherry on top is that they then copy pasted his message and used it as an update for the Kickstarter backers.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is so good.
Jesus, how much of a fuck up can you be?
And then this story is on Facebook. Or not, oh my god, holy shit. The story is all on Kotaku, and in the story, Jason Schreier asked the composer, basically his PR team, like what's going on, how did this happen, why did this happen, and her response, to give her credit, good for her. She basically said, "This is what he's feeling at the moment." The poster captured it pretty much, and then she also the best part is that she asked. He basically said, "I don't understand what's going on with this," And then she said, "What part do you want to understand? Are you a composer that has ever tried to write a symphony?"
Oh my god, the worst argument of all fucking
It
time.
was, she got owned. I can't lie.
Oh, I get
can't
so
lie.
pissed off when people do
But
that.
I just wanted to, this story itself is really funny. But then I also wanted to talk about Kickstarter in general. Because I don't think Kickstarter, we started this podcast earlier, like halfway through the year.
We didn't get into the fucking...
And Kickstarter like hasn't been a big thing recently. It was more like a huge thing like 2 years ago, I would say. But have you ever donated to a Kickstarter? What are your thoughts on Kickstarter, Drew?
Nope. Never donated to a Kickstarter because I feel like about about 80% of them, nothing really comes about, or it's going to take forever. I know we talked about last week though, Blasphemous game that's coming on PS4 and Switch and all that. That's a Kickstarter, and I've started following them on Twitter. It looks like they're actually doing stuff, which is rare. So,
Positive.
I mean, they've already given a date, 2019, so it's still like a while away.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they already have like gameplay and like you can see the game versus like there's no snippets of this guy's music, or sometimes people just take your money and not like that guy. There's nothing ever comes about.
Yeah. David, how do you feel about Kickstarter at the moment?
I've never kicked. And the reason is there's like maybe one, I can just buy the fucking game.
Yeah.
Because other people will do it. Other people take that, bite that bullet. There's like a 20% chance that what is gonna come out is gonna be good. And like there are some really good Kickstarter games like Shovel Knight and Broken Age and like Faster Than Light, I think was a Kickstarter game.
Mine's number 9.
Great. Good one. I don't know. I think Tim Schafer's doing a cool thing, and he has his own. Yeah, he's got his own site for it, and that kind of puts more pressure on them to deliver.
If you donate enough money, you get like equity in the game.
Yeah, and you get shares of the game, which is how it fucking should be, because you're literally you're a producer essentially.
Yeah.
No, I think crowdfunding is stupid. I think it's a better than going to like a big publisher, but it's also like has the highest potential to fuck over people to not have what they paid for. Yeah. So I just don't think you should pay for something that doesn't exist yet. I don't know. It's my thoughts. I know there's reasons for it, but Star Citizen. Oh my god, I can't wait until that fucking shit
Star
show.
Citizen, like Yooka-Laylee, you could even say is like an example of like a one.
Star Citizen is just like the biggest scam ever.
Yeah,
made.
Star Citizen's like a ridiculous one.
It's like got to be like a money laundering scheme.
I don't understand it. Yeah.
They're selling plots of land in that game for $150,000.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't really understand it.
Okay, just all right. Like it's like romanticizing.
Oh, City scored again.
Good, awesome.
Fuck.
I was just watching.
I'm so disappointed. All right, yeah, but that's that story. We're gonna be talking about PlayStation Plus and games with gold this week. So on the PlayStation Plus side, you get Forma Point 8 on Vita, X-Blaze Lost Memories, Siberian Collection. Or that's 2 games. That sounds like it could be 1 game. I'm not
Siberian Collection could be all 3. I think the third one's supposed to be out this month.
Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, which I don't hate the name, but I didn't like just saying it just now. And then the cream of the crop, Kung Fu Panda Showdown of the Legendary Legends.
Super Smash Brothers on PS4, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Games with gold is Marlo Briggs and the Mask of Death, Child of Eden, Back to the Future the Game, and Warhammer End Times. Vermintide. So yeah. Mm-hmm. And also PSVR users can get Until Dawn Rush of Blood.
Where is Vermintide coming to?
Xbox.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's like, out of everything that's on here, it's the only one, like, I'll download
it's the one good game that I wanted to actually
play. The one I'll actually play is the Warhammer game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand the strategy, because this month, I think we can all, like, purely say this is a down month.
It's trash. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, what you think with, like, the end, this is the last month of the year, you think that you'd want to kind of...
Yeah, you think, because people are buying, like, number one, people are buying new PlayStations, and also people have to buy PlayStation Plus to be online, so you think you'd want to incentivize this to be a good month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me. The kick in the fucking dick is fucking Kung Fu Panda. Like, what the fuck is that?
You know, for
like, just don't put a game out.
Yeah, I'd rather just nothing.
Like, save the money and, like, buy a new game next month.
For the kids. This would have been a great month for, like, a really nice little game like Gungeon or something. And then like a decent AAA game, a la.
I was thinking AAA as far as that goes, with the price drops and everything. The Uncharted collection, it's like you can get that for
that
like
would be a great thing for
That would be the perfect Sony move. Just hey, here's all of the Uncharted games with PS4 if you didn't get to play them.
And like you could even do like when does Far Cry come out? Like you do Far Cry 4, I bet could be on there. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like there are so many incentives for them to put good AAA games on there when like the sequel's coming up, or like Ni no Kuni they could have put on there. That's coming out next month.
Ooh, yeah,
or something like
that's
that.
not on
So
PS4.
many. It's not on PS. I guess they could have put it on PS3, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So many incentives for like I don't know. It just makes too much sense for me not to understand why they're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like they just put out fucking Kung Fu Panda. Is Jack Black in the game?
Probably not.
I'm looking up the Kung Fu Panda page.
Probably not. He's got better shit to do, like not be in anything ever again.
He was in Broken Age.
Jumanji. He's in Jumanji, which comes out this month.
He is in that.
Gonna be so bad.
Yeah, it does not look good.
I just throwing it out there.
The original wasn't that good.
20? No, that's not true. 20 playable fan favorite Kung Fu Panda characters. There are 20 characters in Kung Fu Panda.
Ow!
Is it a fucking ensemble cast in that fucking movie?
It's
like Crash.
There's been 3 full-length films.
Jesus Christ!
Like mini off-series, like Christmas specials and all that shit. So I'm sure that they could pull 20.
Speaking of Christmas specials, they're removing the Frozen short from because everyone's bitching about it.
I heard
it was like 25 minutes long. Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's a little
like complaining.
Tweeted it, but it was super funny. It was like, it might have been this guy that used to work for Achievement Hunter. He said, just finished watching that 20-minute Frozen movie. He's like, but stay tuned after the 2-hour like Hispanic American movie. Pretty good.
Yeah, dude. It's I paid to see fucking Coco. Not oh my god, what is going on?
I don't know, Dave. You look like you're having such a good time on my screen.
Nice freeze frame. Yeah,
it was like a freeze frame right when you were laughing when Drew said that.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, we got this next story here is about Epic Games and Fortnite. They also released a bunch of cool stuff that we wanted to talk about after this. But I feel like the more important thing is that they're suing a 14-year-old for cheating, which is a very it's a bold move. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
So basically, what happened was the kid downloaded a mod, that it was again aimbot basically to cheat, and then put the video on YouTube. And like basically made a YouTube tutorial of how to cheat in Fortnite. Basically, is what it was.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And Fortnite was like, "Yo, you need to take this down." And he's like, "Nah."
Oh yeah, that's why they're. Well,
then they're like, "All right, you're getting sued, bro."
Okay, yeah, I mean.
Well, and he's 14, and you have to be typically user agreements for a lot of that shit is 13 years old, so he's agreed.
Okay, well,
to play,
right? Should have taken the fucking video down. I guess that was pretty easy. You could have just not been sued.
Basically, some other stuff that's happening with it is that his mother is countersuing Epic for allowing them to play his game because I think you have to be 18 to play the game.
What are they gonna come to her fucking house and like?
So it's just so like, I feel no sympathy for this family at all.
I don't know.
They sound terrible.
Yeah, I don't care.
They all sound terrible.
It sounds bad when you're like Epic suing a 14-year-old. You're like, oh, why? That's fucked up. And then you're like, oh, he could have just literally just taken it down and been fine. And then his mom is also just being crazy. So I'm like, all right, well,
I hope they lose. They're getting sued for $150,000. They
they're gonna
have to pay that. But 100%. I hope they lose so bad.
He made a YouTube video. Epic Games is suing me.
Yeah, he's like a small YouTuber, and yeah, so it's very funny.
Oh, and then it says in the article, I was basically cheating in the game Fortnite. So like, you just condemned yourself. Like,
literally, all they have to do is go to court and be like, people playing this game, they get hacked against, will stop playing the game, and then they won't spend money on the game.
Well, she also that was one of the reasons she said like they couldn't prove that they were losing money because the game is free to play anyway. And it's just like
you can prove that very easily.
Okay. And his defense is that cheats are free. So like everybody
fucking
them.
Everywhere.
Oh
is that a quote from
That's
him?
his quote. His quote is that they're fucking everywhere.
They're fucking everywhere. Okay, so his mom must really care about him playing an 18-year-old game.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I fucking hate these people.
And then I'm not in any way trying to ruin the community for fun. I'm just doing everything for fun. I cheat for fun. I don't cheat to cheat.
Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Literally just digging a hole for himself. Like,
yeah, it's real bad. But
Whatever.
another thing Epic announced this week is that they're gonna add a bunch of stuff into Fortnite, including a new section of the map that's a whole city that's gonna be really cool. Completely revamped inventory. They're gonna have like stat tracking. I wish they had it like PUBG just announced or just put out the kill cam or whatever. I really wish they had that. That would be really cool. But yeah, some really cool stuff. Some more cosmetics. They're messing with the aiming, David, which I know you've had.
Yeah, I don't know. That game feels so weightless to me. That was like my main problem.
Problems with. But yeah, I'm super excited for all this new stuff, Drew. I'm sure we'll be streaming that a bunch.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. And this last story we have here, is about PUBG. The desert map, basically the second map in the game, is going to be debuting at the Game Awards next week, which is exciting. And then they also they had a whole major update where they added a bunch of like little small quality of life stuff, like different sound effects and
Is vaulting in?
Vaulting's in.
Nice.
You can do like now when the bombs drop, you can hear them falling and stuff like that. And like,
that's awesome.
There's when you're in the blue circle, there's this like loud like noise that's like deafening. That's like really cool.
It's like a Sonora desert map.
Yeah, and they also, the biggest thing I think is that they added the kill cam. Which I was watching a stream of PUBG. They were fighting somebody in a car. The streamer I was watching, and we're shooting them, and then it looked like they got killed by a car running them over. But then in the kill cam, they clicked on the kill cam, and it was literally somebody sniped them from like fucking 20 feet away right before the car got them.
Oh wow!
So it was like some fucking like JFK second shooter shit.
X-Files music starts playing.
Yeah, so I think that would be really cool if they added that to Fortnite too.
I totally. I want to play PUBG soon. I want to see if it's better optimized. I bet it controls a little better.
I'm down. If you ever want to do that, we can stream it maybe.
Really.
Yeah, but that's it for the news this week. Light on news. It's been the end of the year. Light on news stuff. But yeah, I just want to talk about what we've been playing this week. So David, you want to start off?
Yeah. Well, not anything too new. I did check out. So I had this itch to play Forza Horizon 3 because I didn't know that like Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon were different things because I've never.
Mm-hmm.
Forza Motorsport is like Gran Turismo, where it's like super simmy, and Forza Horizon's like arcadey. And I was like, oh shit, because I've been kind of wanting to play a racing game, right? Because I like kind of was getting the itch to play Burnout Paradise.
David like, the Gearhead Morgan over here.
Yeah, not at all. But you know, I like racing games every once in a while. So I checked out the demo, and it runs. Sorry for my double track. It runs pretty well on my PC. So I was like, you know, I'm thinking about I got a gift card for picking that up soon. It plays really awesome. And then just WoW with Cheyenne and Aaron. And
you prestige your mage yet?
Oh, that's not how that works. I'm playing a paladin.
Well, speaking of Forza though, David, I can back up that the game is fun. I do play it on Xbox.
Oh yeah, you have an Xbox. Yeah, I was like, fuck, I want an Xbox just for
with that. Does anybody know?
Yeah, they do.
They?
Yep.
I like the arcade and the Sims, so I played most of the Forza games.
Nice. Okay.
So Horizon, I've like kind of fallen into the arcade more. I've liked Horizon a lot more than regular Forza.
I think that's the general like.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned Burnout Paradise. I literally play that game every year.
Really? It's so fucking fun, dude.
No racing game has come close to that. Like,
no, it's like the perfect.
Yeah.
It's so fucking.
We played that in middle school, I think, when that came out.
Mm-hmm. Me and Aaron played it on Steam like a couple of years ago. We had a fucking blast. I was like, hey, you want to buy this game? It's on sale. We had a fucking great time. It's got all those different classes. Like you can play a muscle car and shit. And I fucking love the mechanic. Forza is like, it feels like it without the crashing, which is fine. I mean, that's obviously not they can't damage the like Lamborghinis and shit. That would be not good. They would probably get in trouble. But I want to get the Hot Wheels DLC. And
does the Forza Horizon one, does that have the Fast and Furious DLC? Is that that one?
I think that's Horizon 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Horizon 3's got the big one is the Hot Wheels one.
Right. The Hot Wheels and a mountain, like a snowy mountain.
DLC done right, like a standalone almost. Like looks fucking great. I'm really excited. I'm definitely gonna buy that probably next weekend when I get it.
Yeah, CJ, if you've not seen it, it's literally you drive on like a
big orange fucking Hot Wheels track.
That's rad. That's really cool.
Awesome.
I like when games like that, like AAA games with like a big budget that can look that pretty, like fuck around and do like goofy stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Like somehow that plasticine track just looks so nice in that engine. And yeah, I love it. So I'm definitely gonna buy that. Tell you guys more about it later on.
Yeah.
DJ, if you ever want to play Horizon with me.
Horizon. Oh, Ford. No, I not never.
All right.
I thought like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon
like
has
fucking
DLC now. No,
mode. I was like,
I
what?
wish that'd be cool.
David, if you figure out how we can play, I do have game.
I think literally I just have to. I don't even have to pay for Xbox Live on Windows 10, which is nice. So I think I can just add you and we can just play together.
Okay, because I was gonna say I have Xbox Live.
Sick.
Word. Yeah. No. This week, what have you been playing, Drew?
Everybody's golf.
Everybody's golf.
Yep, I
Been
got
hitting
it.
a hole in one.
I haven't hit a hole in one yet, but I have hit some dirty eagles.
Yeah. What is that like a different than a regular eagle?
Dude, I've played like the PG the last PGA Tour or whatever, whoever was on that. I've not played like an arcade. Yeah, I've not played like an arcade golfing game, but you know, it looked cute and it looked just like something to just pop in and play a couple rounds of golf, and
yeah,
it's really fun. It looks really pretty. There's even like PS4 Pro settings for it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously don't have that yet, but I mean, I say like a dirty eagle because I hit it like a 100-yard chip in and it just sunk in the hole. I felt pretty good about that.
Nice.
But I've just reached rank 2.
Yeah, I think there's like 7 ranks or something like that.
Yeah, but it's fun. I'm playing online. Let's see, out of 3,000 people that were online in the server, I was 1,980.
Hey man, top third.
I got some work to do, but overall, it's actually really good. I mean, I picked it up on Black Friday. That was one of the games I got. Happy with that purchase.
Word. I've been playing 2 games. So first off, I want to talk about Cuphead, which we can do this now. Let's just do it now.
I'm gonna start yelling.
All right, so I bought Cuphead. When did I get it? Like Tuesday. I bought Cuphead. Was all excited to play it, and I played the first like 2 or 3 levels. I'm like, something feels weird about this, and it turns out I have this weird bug on my PC where Cuphead just runs at 30 frames a second, like when it wants to, and it's just like, nah, I can't like, and I am not the guy that's like, oh my god, everything 60 fucking 4K 60 is the only way to fucking game, bro. The fucking if I don't have fucking the tick rate up, we can't play Minesweeper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy, but like. In a game that is so like precise and like it's fundamental to like play it in a precise way, like the jerkiness that comes with a 30 FPS, like not just that it's running constantly at 30 FPS, that it drops off from like 60 is like it makes it like you can't do shit. And so I was having these problems, and basically the way I figured out how to solve it is like I had to restart my fucking like sound driver, and then fucking every time it does it still does it all the time. But every time it does it, I have to switch to window mode, and then put it back in full screen. And it's like fucking. I'm just like, all right, this is annoying.
But just keep it in windowed mode.
Huh?
No, you just keep it in windowed mode.
Because I want to play it on like a big screen TV.
But you can do borderless windowed, and it's the same as full screen.
I don't know how to do that.
It's a setting.
I'm not well versed in Minesweeper, David. I'm sorry.
It's fucking so easy.
But yeah, so I was having those problems. But then also, like, I don't love the game. I'm gonna be honest. I thought there was gonna be a lot more platforming in it. The platforming levels I really enjoyed.
Those are the worst part.
I really enjoyed them.
I dreaded those. There's only like 4.
And so I'm doing like the boss rush stuff, and I'm just like, I don't like a lot. Like don't get me wrong. I think the art style is impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
But like. The enemy, like, the attacks and stuff like that, and, like, the overall gameplay of it, I'm just not feeling that much. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like a shitty Mega Man version. Of, like, with the 1920s caricatures on it.
Disagree strongly.
And
I think
like,
the gameplay is fantastic.
And the boss that finally did me in was the pyramid guy. On the second island. Where one of his first attack, there are 3 attacks for it. There's one that's like a cat that comes out at you. That's super easy to dodge. Then there's one with swords that come out at you. That's super easy to dodge. And then there's this one where he just like fucking blows his load with like fucking like crystals and shit like that. And it's like,
I think I got the swords and the crystals. I beat him on my first attack.
The crystal. Well, you only get one. You only get one at a time. Like it's that attack. That attack phase is one of those 3. And
I got the swords, and then I got the crystals, and then he went into the axes.
No, it only does
side
one.
scroll. Sure.
Yes.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
I am sure because I've done it 40 times. But the most frustrating thing is like the crystals and stuff like that are like infinitely harder to dodge than the other stuff. And so like when that attack pops, I just restart the boss fight. Like I'm like I just have to randomly get this like fucking thing. I'm just like I'm not doing this. And the same thing happened. I beat it, but the same thing happened with the first airplane boss fight that you do with the one girl that like transforms into a bunch of stuff. Like and that one's even worse because halfway through the boss fight, there's one that's like this guy shoots an arrow, or there's one where like it's like twins that shoot like a spinny thing, and the spinny thing's real easy to dodge, but the arrow thing's way harder. So like if you just randomly roll the arrow thing, like halfway through, I would restart the boss fight.
What's the guy on that? What's a fucking pop this game on so I can like
pyramid guy?
No, the arrow guy.
It's actually a girl.
He shoots just one arrow right at you.
No, he shoots multiple arrows until you kill him.
You don't have to kill him. You just dodge him.
In that phase. He shoots one arrow at you with 3 stars. And the stars
that's like you literally go at a 45 and
the stars follow you. I'm not saying that it's like but one of the other one is infinitely easier to dodge.
I don't agree with you.
It is.
I don't agree because that's I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. That thing that shoots in radial patterns, you have to be moving with it and also around it.
Yeah, that's so easy to go
That's
like this.
way more movement than dodging through a couple of stars that he shoots at you like.
You don't have to dodge
3
through
times.
the stars. The stars then follow you. The stars like heat seek the whole time they're on screen.
Okay, and you saw the instruction. This is a flying fight, right?
Yes.
Saw the instructions on how to shrink and go faster.
Shrink and go faster?
Oh my god, he didn't even fucking know there's a dodge in the. You're such a.
Yeah, you can shrink and go faster when you're in an airplane.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, no, I know what the dodge is, yeah.
Well, then what the fuck's the problem? It's so easy.
They're just so annoying, and it's way harder than the other. The point
it is not.
Is that one attack is harder than another attack, and you just randomly get them, and that's not, like, good design.
If you really wanted to win this argument, the one you should have cited was the Frog Brothers, the one that shoots up the balls.
Oh, that's infinitely easier.
Way harder than the ones that are up and down.
Oh my god!
What is the discs? The ones that they shoot up or down, right? And then there's one that does the balls.
That one's real easy. Yeah, at the last part of the frog fight.
Yeah, whatever.
That shit is dumb.
No, I think it's fine.
I think you're just bad. Shoots it up in the air. I was like, because I have the heat-seeking attack or whatever. So everything that's like an annoying attack.
Dude, that attack does shit damage. No wonder these fucking fights are taking you so long.
Well, no, I'm saying for the frog part where he shoots like a bunch of guys up in the air, I just use it to clear those out.
Oh, use the fucking charge shot. The charge shot just wins fights.
I know how to play. I'm not playing this game wrong. It's just I don't.
I think you are if these are causing you so much problems. Like
I played it for 6 hours and have beat the first stage.
I beat the game in 6 hours. I have my fucking Steam right here. I'll fucking open it.
I am not like I must. I don't think I'm that bad at games.
To be fair,
6 hours and I have the fucking soul save trophy.
Yeah. To be fair though, I mean, you might not like. I don't know. Maybe they're just not like your type of game.
I think CJ just might need to get good.
I don't think I'm not that bad at games.
You could come back to it, but like, I mean, like, did you like Meat Boy?
Yeah, Meat Boy's awesome.
You beat Meat Boy? Were you fine with it?
I never beat Meat Boy, to be fair.
Okay, because it gets ridiculously hard.
But Meat Boy, like the difference between Meat Boy and this is that, like, number one, the platforming levels in Meat Boy are fun. Number two,
okay, but the other thing with Meat Boy is everything's consistent. So you're saying that you don't like the game that throws random phases at you?
Yes, that's so annoying.
But then it would be so much easier to just beat it if you knew it.
That's what I'm saying.
No, like the point of a hard game is for you to learn the attack and master it. So
yes, and you can easily do that in any of the Cuphead bosses.
No, you can't.
Yes, you fucking can.
How can you master an attack that is random?
Because if you've really fought that fucking genie guy 40 fucking times, you've seen at least every one of his attacks 15 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should have mastered them all by now and beaten
real
him.
Easy. One of them real not.
You had so much time to learn.
You don't like it because you can't figure out how to dodge this attack.
It's not that it's that one attack is clearly harder than the other ones.
Who cares? So what? What's the problem?
That's not fun to fucking just
I gotta
fucking pray to RNG fucking to get the attack I want.
Do me a favor.
The stars have to align for me to get what I want.
No, they don't have to align. Do me a favor. move on from that boss. Okay, you can reach other ones.
Oh, are you doing the fucking candy lady where everything is random? Literally the entire fight is random?
All those are so easy.
Fight some other bosses and then come back because like
there's only 2 bosses I can fight right now. It's that.
You can fight the clown.
Can I fight? I didn't see them.
Go fight the clown. He's harder than either of those fucking bosses. So good luck.
Fight the clown on the roller coaster, right?
I also don't really care for the flying levels either.
Those are fine. I like those.
No, it takes away my fucking my powers.
Yeah, but there's such they have so much more room for like cool movement and stuff. Like they have so much more room for like dynamic attacks that like chase you and do things that are harder to dodge because you're not strictly on a platform.
Mm-hmm.
If you fucking oh my god, I wish you had gotten to the dragon fight because you would actually rip your dick off.
I'm just
like that fight. Fucking
I wanted to like this game so much more than I did.
You're just frustrated, and I understand, but like I think your arguments don't hold any water because I think the random elements are so like they're so like strictly random that like you can see every phase in a boss after like 5 attempts, and you have time to master them if you're having trouble with
something doesn't make it the fact that it is objectively harder.
So maybe the skill ceiling for that boss is here. Some of the attacks are down here, and then another one is up here. Like, what's the problem? Like, just because
why have a varying skill ceiling depending on what it just randomly rolls?
Because every boss that has random attacks has multiple opportunities to bring them out. Like the genie guy has an attack. I'm pretty sure he chooses one of those three attacks before the Saul maze, and then he does another one after.
No, he doesn't.
Am I wrong? No, I don't remember. I beat him on my first fucking try.
One part.
I don't know. I think I got the sabers when I did him.
The sabers are so easy to fucking dodge.
And I could go in there with the fucking crystals and do it without getting it.
The other one is so I can't comprehend. I was watching YouTube videos that other people were having trouble with it. Like it's not just me.
I know it's not just you, but I think that the argument that the RNG makes it worse is like silly because I think it just makes it more. Like I was more than anything, I was super impressed with the fact that they made all these phases that people might not even see. Like they animated all these attack patterns and shit. I was like, wow, that's a lot of effort on their part. Good for them. I never was like, this is bullshit. Dude, that never crossed my mind. I don't know. I didn't see any problem.
You first beat it and you talked about this was not once did I ever say this is unfair and like rage quit. You said
yeah,
I feel that way.
Like, I never got mad. I get mad at shit very easily. You guys both know this, but I never got mad at Cuphead because I was having so much fun with the bosses and having so much fun learning them and just seeing them that I was like, cool, I'll do it again.
I want to see you play this game, dude. When you come home for Christmas break, I want to see you play it.
Sure, that's fine. CJ you like doubt that I'm any good at it or something?
I can't comprehend how this can actually happen.
I beat it in 6 hours. I will screen cap here. Screen cap my fucking print screen. I'm sending this in Discord.
I've seen it. I was looking at it. Like, well, how the fuck did he do this?
Oh. Yeah, I beat the game in 6 hours. I think the boss that gave me the most trouble, like I probably did the most tries on the Ghost Train. For some reason, I just was having trouble with that one, and the fucking Bee Lady. Bee Lady was pretty tough.
The real reason like I'm even stopping now is like there's the Dice Man later that has like a whole random thing, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm just like in that boss
no, it's like actually not. It's actually not random. You roll a dice. You can very easily like
manipulate
get it to do what you want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I want a life instead of fighting a boss, and you all right,
that's
press it now, and then just do it.
Right.
You can fuck it up, but
yeah,
not that hard.
All right, yeah, but that was my experience with Cuphead. But also, I've been.
I'm sorry you didn't like it, man. That's a bummer.
Yeah,
love that.
I don't know. Probably not gonna go back to it if I'm being real with myself. But the other game I've been playing this week is another game. I've been streaming it a bunch. It's called DokiDoki Literature.
Oh yeah, tell me about this bullshit.
No.
All right.
I'm not gonna tell either one of you or our small audience about anything to do with it. Just play the game.
You write poems, make bitches feel some type of way. That's
exactly.
That's what we talked about.
Exactly. You need to play the game.
Why? It looks like a shitty generic VN.
Do not look up anything about it.
Is it like Frog Fractions?
Yeah.
Or it's a fucking like meme game? Okay.
Do not look up anything about it.
How much is this shit?
Sir, it's free. It's free to play.
Alright.
You can play it on your laptop too.
Okay.
But you need to play it. I almost want to have a spoiler cast about it.
Overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Yeah.
29,000 ratings.
Don't look up.
How
Don't
in the
look up in
fuck?
the Steam News tab about it. Don't look up anything.
I won't look up anything. Okay.
Just
I
play it.
don't want to. It's fine.
It's not that long. It's like 4 hours long.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, you should definitely play it. I don't want to say anything else. But yeah, I've been streaming that a bunch. Yeah, but that brings us to the topic. That's all we've been playing this week. Topic of the week is Wolfenstein. We all played Wolfenstein. I think we're all positive on it, right?
Wolfenstein. Yeah, except for that
Wolfenstein.
credits song.
So yeah, all right. So all right, let's just go around. David, what did you think of it?
It was great. I think that its narrative focus hampered the pacing of it and any replayability desire.
Okay.
I mean, the story was great, but the way that it was delivered in cutscenes and stuff, I was like, I was like, cool. So that was my only down. Like, I wouldn't replay it because like there's like probably 3 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're skippable, but like
maybe like 8 hours of gameplay, but it was good and incredibly hard at two parts. Yeah. And I was like, oh, why are people bitching so much? And then I was like, I understand this part. Yeah, this is the part.
Drew, what did you think?
A lot better than the first one. You know, they improved on a lot of things. The characters themselves were good. Like David said, I mean, the cutscenes were a little bit much. I don't think that it needed to try and make as much of a story out of it as they did.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't. I don't. When you're actually in it and you're playing, like it felt really really good. It's fucking brutal, and timely for people that would enjoy playing that game. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I don't agree actually when you guys are saying the cutscene. I really like the cutscene stuff. I was really like into the fact that like they were just like, this is like a game from fucking 2005. We're just gonna straight up have cutscenes.
Yeah, literally, it felt like that.
The game is gonna stop at this point, and then you were going to watch a video, and then the game is going to happen again. I thought it was really cool.
I'll tell you one cutscene that I really enjoyed, and not because that's her name, right? Not because she was topless, but like I just thought it was like badass. She saved BJ, and she throws that fucking grenade, and then just like raining blood on her, topless. Like I was like, this is Wolfenstein.
See, I was like super disappointed with that because they made such a big deal out of it, in, like the thumbnails and shit, and then it was this little one-off, like 6-second thing. And I was like, that it wasn't earned at all. I was like, what the fuck?
Totally earned. I like how they paint her like she's like really she's horny the whole fucking game. I really thought that was fun.
Yeah. I really liked the cutscene with what's his name and that crazy alcoholic. What was his fucking name?
the communist guy?
Yeah. That was like with the music and everything. That was like super well.
So all right, so a lot of this. Let's start with the intro. The intro is fucking the most brutal intro this year by far. It's like absurd.
I was like overhyped on it.
Really?
Because I was like,
you kind of hyped it up. I mean, when I saw you know like some guts and whatever, I was like, okay.
Not even the guts part. The fucking
the dad is
racist.
Was that what you were talking about?
Literally a Trump voter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like...
He's like, my business is going down, the economy's bad.
Here's the thing, though, is that, like, I respected it because that's what games like Bioshock Infinite were trying to do, and this game actually, like, nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, cool, he said the N-word, we need to have that, like, front-faced, bold-faced, this is how it was, this is how people are. But at the same time, it was just kind of, like, too obvious. Like, I was like, okay, his dad is a bad guy. We don't know anything about him, and he's just like he's like saying the N-word and like beating his wife.
Well, I think they illustrate it really well. I think I was like very hesitant at first to talk about it, or not talk about it to like it. But I think like the dog killing sequence or whatever.
Oh, that was fucked. Yeah. Did you shoot the dog?
No, I did not shoot the dog.
I wonder what happens if you do.
I think the dog probably dies.
Yeah, probably. I almost did just to see what they would.
But I think that really illustrated just how like not only is his dad like a racist like bigot that's like a piece of shit. But also, like, he's just a fucking, like, corrupt human being. Like,
it's just, like, the toxic masculinity, like, overpower.
Exactly.
Totally. And what he expects from him. I understood the narrative reasoning for all of those sequences, but, like, I guess I was expecting, like, child murder. Like, everybody was like, it's so fucking brutal. And I was like, all right, I'm ready for this. And then I was like, oh, that's terrible. But, like, also not anything that I haven't necessarily seen before in a game. I thought it was like gonna push the fucking envelope or something. It was well done. Don't get me wrong. It was a good intro. And the part where what's your name? Fuck, he says it the whole game, and I fucking forgot
Caroline?
it. Caroline gets her fucking head cut off.
She is. So that part's also fucking brutal as fuck.
That was more. I don't know. Like from a gore standpoint, obviously that was.
She like fucking picks she's simultaneously like killing this woman who like she was like a major character in the first game who was awesome.
Mhm.
And then she's like fat shaming her daughter, and then like her daughter apparently like likes girls a little bit. So like she puts the fucking head like in her crotch and shit like that, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking crazy.
That was brutal. Like it made me really uncomfortable. She comes up to the camera a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
And this is another example of how I think they use the cutscenes really well. Is like they use them like it's mainly they use cutscenes in stuff where you're feeling heroic. Like when you go to Venus and you like beat up the one actor or whatever, that's all cutscene. And there's a lot of cool cutscenes that like where BJ or somebody's doing something really heroic or funny or something like that. But then the times they want to make you feel powerless, that's all in the first person. Like,
see, that's the thing too. Is I thought that those moments, like those like Half-Life 2 cutscenes, were way better done. Like when you can stop and watch like a 5-minute interaction between two characters, like in the ship or whatever, and you're not doing anything, and you can just walk away.
Yeah,
it's happening there for you. And like obviously the face sync, it doesn't look as good because it's just happening there. But those, like, I got a lot more out of those than the pre-rendered like cutscenes because it felt more dynamic and more believable. I guess just that it was happening in front of me rather than like a movie. But I get that that's the difference. That it's like that.
Yeah.
Cinematography and the pre-render stuff was awesome. And actually, I was like, oh, this is actually really well shot, really well, made.
Where did you come down through on the whole where he's saying it a bunch where he's like crawling through caves he's like, be my wings, Caroline. You gotta help me. Where did you come down on all that stuff?
I mean, at first it was okay, and just kind of.
Oh, you thought it went on too long?
I thought it went on.
You had the opposite reaction.
I was like, at first, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But then by the end of it, I was like, they won me over with this. I was like, BJ feels like a real character. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I was disappointed in was the way that what's his name went out.
Super Special.
Yeah. I feel like.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, it was.
That wasn't awesome, but it was well done. You know what I mean?
I was very excited when they killed the Jew.
Yeah, I was like, "Woo, finally!"
It was fucked up too because they're like, "Oh, he's still twitching," and then she like puts like 3 more shots.
That's another like you feel helpless in that situation where you're like stuck in like mask or whatever. And
I did not like the way that the when she put the gun in your mouth and then
I think that was the intended reaction.
It was their homage to Spring Breakers.
That was pretty fucking. I liked that though. I thought that was
Then you go after the whole Caroline stuff, and then you get apparently there's Nazis living in your U-boat for like weeks, and they never heard of it. That was silly. Then you go to New York to meet up with Grace, and Grace is by far the best character in the whole game, by far, without a doubt.
See, I don't know. I really like the thick girl. What's her daughter? What the fuck's her name?
Sigrun?
Yeah. I really liked her.
Yeah, I was she was cool, but Grace is fucking like she has the whole like monologue where she's like where BJ's talking about like the Nazis came and whatever they destroyed America, they made our lives terrible, and she's like, motherfucker, our lives have been terrible. Like you were not black in the fucking 30s.
Yeah,
you, like what the fuck are you talking about? Like the United States has always been like this, and I thought it was such a great scene. That scene actually happens in the first game if you pick what's his name. Not Fergus, choice. The other one.
Not Wyatt.
Wyatt? If you pick Wyatt, the you don't get her name's like Electra or something like that, I think, in the first game.
You get Guitar Man.
You get Jimi Hendrix basically, and like he does that like same speech, but like Wyatt was not. No one picked who the fuck picked Wyatt?
I did.
Why did you pick Wyatt?
He was a young boy. I was like, he doesn't deserve this.
Fergus,
he sucked in the first game.
Sucks dick, but like Fergus in the first game is like infinitely better.
Wyatt's way better in this game. Like, awesome.
Who'd you pick, Drew?
Fergus,
yeah. He's not. He has that one funny moment with his arm or whatever later on when they're at the party, but like overall,
this is like vindication for my shitty choice in the first game.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
Having the far superior character in the second game.
But I really liked Grace, and I really liked the whole New York sequence. I liked going through like bombed out Manhattan and stuff like that.
The alligators. First of all, why? And also, they were annoying. I don't know why they kept using that gimmick. I was like, what the fuck? It's like one joke that they could have just done once, but it kept fucking happening in Louisiana. I was like, I'm sick of these goddamn alligators.
That's fair.
When you kill them, they like float in the air, and I was like, this is so fucking video gamey. Just get this shit out of my face. I don't know. That caught me off guard, and I did not like it.
Yeah. So then after you meet Grace, you go to New Mexico, and that's where we get the really cool like clan scene with the Nazis.
Cool clan scene.
The cool clan scene.
Cool clan.
Awesome.
Cutscene is great. But like, and there's like some like fucked up shit. Like basically they're talking about like there I don't know how many of the like little like stories you saw like just walking by with people in there, but like apparently the United States, like there's gonna be a day where they transition to all German, and everybody's gonna start speaking German from now on. And you see people like practicing their German and stuff like that, and there's like a mom.
I saw the two clan members talking to that guard.
Yeah, and then there's the other one. There's a really good one where this woman is talking to a guard, and she's like basically like, yeah, my husband's German. He's great. He has no Austrian blood in him or anything like that. And then the Nazis like, the Führer's Austrian. What does that mean? And like it's just it shows just how much the Nazis are just pieces of shit to all these people that, and it's like vindicative in some way that like all these people that are like sucking the Nazis' dick just like are still like fucking so low on the totem pole that they can be like just like put to shame kind of stuff. I don't know, it's really good. But that's when you do the whole stuff with Super Smash and you go to area 50. It's not 51, it's like 53 or some shit like that for some reason. But yeah. And then after that is I think probably the best scene in the game, where you go back to Mesquite, Texas, and do all that stuff.
Oh yeah, with your
what was your thoughts on that, David?
I thought that was really good. I really liked the flashbacks with him and that young
Billy.
I don't remember. She was really great. They really captured that like sense of childish innocence, kind of being more important. Parenting like nonsense, like racist. I really liked their relationship, and I really wished you had an encounter, like somehow, like in the game, like later on. I don't know, fucking like ran into her, but I guess that would kind of like you got Anya. Yeah, you got Anya too, and you don't want to like have the weird.
Oh, you don't want to, yeah.
You don't want like a weird love triangle thing. But yeah, that would be way too. Also, but the fucking part where you go in your farmhouse and your fucking dad is in there, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, and that was when I was like, okay, and all that like paid off for me.
Yeah.
Like the intro and everything up until then, I just was like, okay, this is developing Blazkowicz's character, it's great. But then that was like a very satisfying point for that to end, and I really liked the interaction with him and his dad, and they really nailed his dad's character motivation for just being the like patriarch, man of the house, self-made piece of shit, that he is, and how much his image and his reputation means to him more than family.
I thought the really cool character development part in that was like, it's like, I think this might all be optional, but if you go in one room, it's like BJ's old bedroom or whatever. You see a cutscene with him, where he's like scared of monsters at night or something like that. And his dad, like, it's like the only moment where he's like kind of an okay father kind of situation.
Oh, totally.
But he brings him down there with like a shotgun and he's like, "Is there any monsters down here? All right, we got him or whatever." But then it cuts back to like you see BJ sleeping with the shotgun, and like that's how you fucking like that's how BJ became BJ, and like he fucking like I thought that was so cool, like such a good character development like thing. And like that's how he views violence through a lens of like self-preservation and protection and stuff like that. But then after that, you get captured, Drew. But
you cut your fucking dad's arm off.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's also a really cool scene where your dad points a gun at you and he's like, "I ain't scared of you anymore," or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's really cool.
Fucking sick. Awesome.
But then you get and also his dad sold out his mom for being Jewish, and like that's fucked up. But his dad sucks. But then you get captured, Drew, and you're in, and then Super Smash comes through to try to be your lawyer. If you want to take it from there.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
we're just gonna skip the part where the fucking house gets lifted off the goddamn ground. But that was fucking awesome. That was the best part.
It was cool.
Yeah, Dad sold.
First of all, though, big problem I had.
Yeah.
You fucking are detaching these things from the house, right? To get it to drop.
Right.
Why didn't he just jump out?
Oh, that's a good point.
Why didn't he just jump off? If he was trying to fucking get the whole fucking what is that gonna benefit you to make the entire house? all on yourself. Like,
But
I
then
thought back to that. I was like, wait a minute. Doesn't make any fucking
Or
sense.
he has like the body or whatever, right? He has the body at this point, so.
So why didn't he just jump off the fucking thing? With the helmet on, just, tuck and roll. Whatever.
Well, you said something to cushion your blow. I mean, let's be real. You have powers that stretch your fucking spine.
Yeah, like, I thought that was like that might be the biggest plot hole in the game, but also, like, it doesn't really matter, but it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't buy it. But continue, sorry.
Yeah, but you get captured, Drew.
Yeah, so, you get captured, and then Super Special comes in. He's like, give us some time. I'm his lawyer, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, hey, we got this plan. We're all in the parking garage, and he's like, I'm going to put you out of these restraints, and he's like, I'm going to make it look like you broke out and you beat me up. So he like smashes his fucking head into the table. And you think, you're like, okay.
Plan's going to work.
Plan's going to work. A guy comes in, he pulls out a shiv, and he's about to shiv him in the back of the neck, and he just gets, popped from behind.
Blasted.
And then, God, what's her name?
Frau Engel.
Frau Engel.
Yeah.
She comes in, and she's like, oh, you thought your plan was going to work, and then, like I said, his body's down there twitching, puts a couple more rounds into him, and they pretty much laugh at you, and then they're like, we're going to kill your friends now. And that's like, they put the sack back over your head, and you're like, you don't know what's going to happen. And then that was a pretty good scene. I actually had my hopes up for a second, so that's why
I knew the whole. I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, I was like, no, this is a trap.
I'm just calling him like it. All right, so
no, it's okay.
I really liked him. I didn't want him to die because I thought he brought some really good humor. And,
as soon as he walked in, I was like, oh fuck, not you.
Well,
bummer.
And then that's when they parade you out into Washington D.C. right out front of the.
Well, they do. There's the first things first is the courtroom scene. That is.
Oh yeah,
so fucking hard.
Yeah, the court scene. Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
It was. That's the first time I was save scumming in the game where I was like, I'd get to a corner, get the ammo, and save, and I get to the other corner, get the ammo, and save. 100%.
I ended up doing the same fucking thing. I was like, this is so awful.
Yeah,
I was bitching the whole time. I was like, Cheyenne, I'm gonna fucking off myself.
Yeah, it was. But I honestly think there's two parts where the game is hard. I don't think the second part is earned at all. But this part I think is super earned. Like the game it's a huge difficulty spike. But I think because and spoilers for not spoilers, but we're doing spoilers.
Everything's spoilers.
The whole it all ends up happening that it's all a dream. It's all in his head. But I think it's really a really good sense of the struggle he's facing internally. That he dreamed all this happening and it's so hard and you do it for so long. I did that fight for probably a half hour. Was just fucking trying as hard as I could. And then as soon as you beat it, it turns out it's all a dream and everything's still hopeless and the Nazis are still gonna kill you. I thought that was very good. I
thought that was awesome. I was like, fuck, but also good. I was like, this would have been just the biggest ass pull this game has ever done.
You guys are so gullible. I knew it was a dream.
I figured it out. I was like, he's dying. There's no fucking way.
You thought Super Special was gonna fucking save you.
Yeah, you're right. We'll get into my amazing intuition here.
All right, so then after that part, in another scene that again is in first person where you feel helpless, Frau Engel cuts your head off in Washington.
Cuts
DC
your fucking head off.
Nazis in the Ku Klux Klan looks on, and that's it. The game's over, right? BJ die. The game's over.
Yep.
That's how it ends.
Science.
If only.
If only. No, your friends they're hanging out underneath the Washington
Monument. This is some serious bullshit.
I mean,
but
to be fair, the whole game is
it has actual basis in medical science. So they capture his head with a flying drone, fake head into the fire. And then they put it in, and they immediately hook it up to oxygenated blood. Which, if you guys didn't know, in the 1950s, Russia did these exact experiments with dog heads, and it worked. They kept the dog heads alive for 8 hours. So if you oxygenate blood in the jugular of a recently deceased head that's been decapitated, you can get brain activity back, and even muscular activity. So I was like, I buy it. But as soon as this scene happened, I was like, I knew what was coming up. Because when you're in the lab, in Set's lab, first of all, his fucking pet, right, is a spider monkey with a cat's head on it. Like, gotcha. I knew that Blazkowicz had kidney failure and he was dying. I'm like, they're not just gonna let their fucking protagonist die. Looking around the lab, in the fucking tube, in full view of the player, is a headless body. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a new body later. And as soon as they cut off my head, I was like, here comes the new body. And then I
was like, what the fuck? I was
for like 1 second.
How is this even possible?
Yeah, I was like, maybe there'll be another protagonist. I'm like, wait, I called this. And
I was like, oh man, we're gonna play as Anya now.
That would have been neat.
That's 100% what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought once the head got severed, I was like, again, super gullible. I was like, well, must have chose something wrong.
You did. You fucked it up. Game sober.
That'd be hilarious if that was like an alternate ending where like it's like, yeah, no, the Nazis won. Sorry.
Like I don't know as much about like character development. Like CJ's got the like narrative reasoning for everything, but I've seen a lot of films. I know a fucking Chekhov's gun when I see one, and I was like, this head thing.
I was like, at first I thought they were jumping the shark big time. I was like, no, I'm not about this. But then like they give you a new power. I thought the coolest part of this whole thing was so the first half of the game. You're playing the whole game. You only have 50 health because your body's like deteriorating.
Yeah, that was
up. And I thought that was really cool. Like not like a gameplay reason or gameplay mechanic for a narrative like purpose. I thought that was really cool. But now you get the super soldier body. You have full health again. And then you're going along. You got your new body. And then which one did you guys pick? Which of the three?
Ramshackles. The
Ramshackles.
I picked. So the game was hard. And especially you just had done the fucking hard ass courtroom scene, and so I was like, well, when you stealth the game, it's easier. So I picked the one where you can like go under stuff. But that
the squishy spine one,
yeah, whatever it is. In the long run, like there is some cool moments I had with it. In the long run, there's this one mission where it's like I had to look up what the fuck to do because I could not figure it out.
Really? The ramshackles literally are just big gates, and I'm like, okay, smash it.
Like it's on Venus when you there's like at the very end of Venus you have to go through a gate, and like there's the gate one that you just plow through, and then there's the one that if you go high there you can just go on top of it. Then for the little one you have to like circle around it, and there is not a good visual cue there to tell me to do that. And like I literally stayed in that for like 15 minutes. I had to look it up online eventually.
The benefit to the squishy spine though, forgetting what it's called. The melee kills doing when you're in when you're in like tunnels of them or.
Have you seen any of those, David?
What are they?
Basically, you'll come up behind somebody like underneath a car or something, and like you'll sweep the legs like Karate Kid, and then put like a knife down, and then their head like falls on the fucking knife and shit like that. And
I haven't.
It's like brutal as fuck the kills you get with that. But okay. I honestly do think the ramshackles will probably fit more with the narrative of the game.
But you can get all of them.
Wield fucking guns and just like running around exploding Nazis.
Basically. Ramshackles and the shotgun literally made the rest of the game for me easy mode.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, I just ran into people when they fell down. I shot them in the head, and I just did that, and then nobody could touch. As the faster you're moving, I realized the reason probably a lot of people had trouble is they were trying to like play like a cover shooter.
Mm-hmm.
You're running around in circles like fucking a madman. Nobody can hit you.
Yeah.
It's like amazing, and sprint is so fast. And I was like, all right, this is it. So I'm gonna play the rest of the game.
I just don't see why you didn't pick ramshackles because you can unlock all the other ones.
I didn't realize that at the time. I was like, yeah. But then, all right. So the next part is Venus, right?
Mm-hmm.
After you get your head cut off, where you then meet the Führer himself, Adolf Hitler. and all right, here you go, Drew. You want to hear some wild shit?
Go ahead.
David did not get the achievement or the trophy.
Oh, I did not.
Didn't kick him?
I didn't kick him. I didn't think to. I didn't think they would let me do anything. I don't know why.
That's the first thing I did.
Yeah, I know. I should. I mean, it was like I knew I was gonna get to kill everyone in that room, or at least I thought I was. So I was like, let me just play by the rules for a minute. But yeah, I just didn't think about going up and just kicking him in the fucking ribs.
Yeah, I like though, you kick him and then they just like mow you down. Right?
Oh yeah, of course they do. You don't actually get to kill him, do you?
No.
Hitler.
I mean, well, I think that when you kick him though, I think you kill him because he's already.
Might kill him because you said he had late stage syphilis.
Late stage syphilis. I thought that was very smart of him to.
To be fair, you said you didn't kick Hitler. I didn't melee. There.
That's fair.
Didn't what?
There's a trophy for getting a melee kill in the wheelchair.
I didn't do that either. I fucked around, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even talk about the wheelchair sequence. It's really cool. I thought that was
yeah, it is. I thought the movement was like really satisfying.
The movement, it's like like in reality, it doesn't make any sense that you can like strafe back and forth in a wheelchair. But like, I thought it was cool. But then, yeah, so the Hitler stuff happens. The thing I mentioned to both of you is that, like, one of the actors, like, you never see it outright, but, like, on the script, it says Ronald. And then, like, on the back of his chair, you see, like, GAN on the back of his chair. It is Ronald Reagan. I thought that was a smart little touch.
Yep.
And it just, like, again, shows how fickle the American people are when it comes to, like, not being a Nazi. Then, yeah, so you do all the Venus stuff. It's hot up there, apparently.
It's real fucking hot.
And then after the Venus stuff, then you go aboard the Frau Engel ship, right? Yeah. And that this is all right. So my biggest problem with the game, I have two big problems with it. Number one, hit location is very like poor. Like I never could tell where.
It wasn't as bad as I expected. There are little markers.
There are little markers, but like I don't know. It just like the controller doesn't vibrate in a substantial way to where I could feel it. I don't know.
Playing it with headphones on.
I didn't play with headphones though. To be fair.
What were you looking for? What was the problem?
Like whenever I get shot in the game, like sometimes I couldn't even tell I was getting shot at the time.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I agree with that. It's not as, I mean, it would be really annoying if it was more like too much, but yeah, I was kind of like, oh, my health is like almost gone, and I just didn't know.
Oh, we didn't talk about Louisiana. That's what we didn't talk about. And you meet the
because that's like the most forgettable part of the whole game.
I don't know. I think it has like one of the best cutscenes in the game is when you meet the communist guy. And like you start having an argument about like, well, motherfucker, you didn't fight for the cause. You were sitting there being a pansy, and like he's like, well, motherfucker, you didn't care about us in the beginning. You thought we were all fucking scum anyway. And like it's set to the background of the dude playing the clarinet and the other girl just like sniping Nazis. I thought that was a really cool cutscene.
And just trading like shots of that guy's
of his like malt liquor or whatever. And then we also didn't talk about the party they have. What happens if you do it with Wyatt?
Oh, okay. So he is in the party. He goes missing after the party. He has to go find him because he took way too much acid. He like turns into a complete like, he becomes like a complete psych junkie. He takes a bunch of acid, and he's like about to kill himself with a Luger, and you're like, "Yo, don't do that!" And then he points it at you, and you're just Blazkowicz is like, "Hey, calm down, I'm on your side." Like, and it's a really pretty touching scene. And Wyatt, he basically tells him that he needs him on his side. He's like, we need your head. You need to be here with us and stop.
We need your head.
That's a lot better than the other one.
Yeah, the Fergus one is like it's comedy, but like not like basically Fergus at the beginning. You can tell, Drew.
I had expected to. Okay, well, so he gets trashed, and his arm has like a mind of its own, and so he detached it because there was a girl on the ship that he was in love with, and he wanted to kind of just like pronounce that love. He was like wanting to go up to her and be like, "Hey, I really like you." And so he goes to give her flowers, and like, and then his hand just like grab her.
He's like, he has the flowers behind his back. He's like, I've always wanted to do this, and then he pulls the flowers out and then grabs her boob.
That's kind of funny.
The hand grabs his boob, so he rips it off, and then you have to go and find it. And like, it wasn't even that, but it was just in like a event or something like that. I wanted to fight the arm. I thought fighting the arm would have been
fighting the little arm.
Yeah, so I don't know if you do this. Fergus gets his arm chopped off at the beginning. If you pick Fergus.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, the Fergus one's not that great. The fucking did you guys feed the pig?
Yep.
No, where the fuck do you get the food?
I didn't know. Potatoes in where's Max's room, right? Bumambe's room.
It's a cute pig though.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck happened there? There needed to be a narrative payoff for me feeding the pig.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
A lot of the side quests were that way, though.
I thought I was gonna get the head transplant on the pig.
You got a pig body now.
But yeah, then from there you move on to the last part, which is Frau Engel's ship, which I honestly think is probably the worst level in the game. And so yeah, I was saying,
if I can remember it at this point. So
it's the biggest problem this game has is number one, I think the hit location is really bad, and number two, the environments are like too samey.
Venus was awesome looking. Venus had amazing art design.
I didn't love
it. The interiors were like perfectly like
they look like
super sterile, like Germanic industry mixed with like they look like 80s tech.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah, it was like so. I fucking loved the aesthetic of that. I thought it was such a nice like. I don't know. I was telling Shannon, I was like, this looks fucking awesome. Venus, I really disagree with you. I think Venus was
far too often. I feel like all you're doing is just fighting in like this metal fucking box. It's like the whole game. It's like on Frau Engel's ship, you're in a metal box. And when you go to New York, it's really cool for a second when it's like this bombed out town. Then it's like go back down to the subway.
You're in a
And
metal
I'm like,
box.
all right, well, fucking Jesus Christ. And then you go to that's why I like the courtroom scene so much. You fight in like this really cool like open like arena environment. But then you fight where else do you fight? Trying to think of some other ones. On the U-boat, it's just like a metal fucking box with water in it sometimes. And like I don't know, I wasn't a big fan of that.
I would have liked to actually had some gameplay and like fighting when you went to was it Roswell when you were taking the nuke to go down there. If you would have fought in the town or something, would have been.
That would have been cool. But instead, you leave this really cool town and you go down a bunker
like a
and then go
bunker.
into a metal box.
What they really needed was a driving sequence with that motor on a cycle thing.
The motorcycle or whatever.
Motorcycle. And they needed a driving sequence with that. Maybe run out for some guys, and then they needed like a little level before you go in the bunker.
Yeah.
Just to have like a nice little mix up, like the desert. Wait here. I don't know anything. But yeah, I agree. To get a little samey. I never was like, God damn it, just end already.
No.
But yeah. In the Wolfenstein 1, I was like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
And the very like so the last boss fight of the game is hard as fucking nails, and like I was like, I wanted that to end.
I didn't know it was the last boss until I was like, this is really hard.
It doesn't really tip you off, yeah.
No, it's just like, here's two big guys that you haven't seen before, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, wait, these guys are taking way too much damage. This has to be like. And
you do the Anya scene where like she's naked. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
And then all right. So then there's two really cool. There's a really cool part and a really terrible part. So you get you go to like basically what is like the Nazi Johnny Carson show, and Frau Engel is being interviewed about killing you, and you get to do this really cool thing where you like kill her with a fucking hatchet. That's really, and you get to like fuck her up, and then you talk to the TV basically, being like, "Yo, fuck Nazis or something, America rise up," kind of thing. And what happened? All right, so if you have Fergus, the communist guy talks. If you have Wyatt talks, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what is Wyatt like? Does he say anything? Like, does he basically?
Nothing like super. He's like, I don't have anything like really heartfelt or like comforting to tell you. We're in a revolution. Things are gonna suck for a while. It's a pretty good speech. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He's like, or blah blah blah. The American people. It was fine. Yeah.
And then Drew
speech.
The biggest sour note to leave this game on happens. In the closing song.
Oh no!
It's so like.
Okay. Here's the thing though. I listen to a lot of metal. Like I've the last couple of years I've listened to a lot of metal. Love it. Love harsh vocals. Love all sorts of different vocal styles. This song was terrible. It was a cover of fuck. I don't even know what the song's called.
It's like We're Not Gonna Take It Anymore, right? Isn't that what it was?
I don't know. That's the lyrics. I don't know what the song is called. But with like these shitty metalcore, fucking post-hardcore, fucking vocals, and I was just like, it was bad. I literally closed application so fast I didn't even get the trophy for like letting the game come back on. I was like, I looked and like I was in like the 1% of people who beat the game and then didn't let the credits finish.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm fine with it. I don't fucking care. I was like,
yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Sucks.
I went back and watched the last cutscene for the last game, and like that song is like pretty cool. It talks about like struggle and stuff like that, and it was pretty like somber ending. I thought this song is just like, what the fuck were they thinking?
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
It's so bad.
But yeah, all in all, game was great. Yeah. Not gonna be on like any year-end lists, I don't think. But
I definitely think it will.
Think so? 100%. I don't know. Maybe best fucking whatever the fuck category, action adventure game.
Yeah, the dumb game of the year category.
Best shooter I've played this year.
Yeah, probably first person shooter, like story driven.
Yeah. Besides Dishonored 2. Did that come out this year?
No, it was last year.
Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, this has been our podcast. Fuck.
Fuck.
I made a huge mistake.
What'd you do?
Twitter account at the bottom.
Oh, whatever. So they can add her.
I can edit it, I guess. Yeah, this has been the podcast. My name is Charles Wade. You can find me on Twitter at Charles Hooley. You can find me streaming on Twitch at The Current Gaming Channel. I've been streaming for a few days. Dave, you gonna stream Double Daggers today?
I'm going to that thing later, so I might do it this week. I don't know. Yeah.
You're never gonna do it.
I will. I'm practicing. So.
I don't buy it.
Almost got my record yesterday.
Drew, where can everybody find you?
On the Twitters at Trophy Pops, and sometimes you can catch me carrying Charles in Fortnite.
Yep, that does happen often.
Hodor.
And then David, where can everybody find you?
My Gay Dave on Twitter. Yeah, I almost said My Gay Dave.
My game.
Fine. My Guy Dave. Nothing wrong with that though. And also, that's it.
Cool.
And I might be streaming on our Twitch channel soon.
Fun. We're gonna be talking about Game Awards winners next week. And peace.